faster to go in. And the way to do that is we're going to be cutting some wood in the other room. But we have to get some measurements first. Right? Now, the easiest way to measure this is,
There's a lot of cameras on.
there's a lot of cameras. I think I'm going to press now. Basically, we need to create a wall around here that is at or above, actually above the height of this model. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a wall that's made out of plywood that is, let's say, 1/4 inch taller than our overall height. So like I have maybe 2 inches here, and I have over here, this person is going to need to build one something like 4 inches, and everybody's going to be different. So you're just going to measure that, and I'm going to get some tools for measuring. Okay? Stop filming. Actually, it'll be easier since we're going in there. Grab my model and let's go in the other room. Oops, sorry. Where's my model?
It's somewhere there.
Where's my model?
She's coming, Stella does.
From here.
You're the model. You're the math person. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get the height. And this is a visual thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. But what I want to do, because you guys, this is a small casting. What I would like to do is this yours? Where'd Natasha go? What I want to do is actually build these up so that we're going to be casting this entire thing. And because you guys have like an 8 by 11 inch board, I want to thicken this up. So what we'll do is we'll get the height of the extra 3/4 inch so that our full cast will be another thickness. And you'll see why that is the case as we go along here. Okay, so what you would do is you'd add that amount of wood underneath. You'd put what is this square on the side just to get an elevation. And then you have to go down. Now, this is 1 inch. Now you have 2 inches, and it looks like 2.5 inches would be perfect. All right, now, then we need to have boards that are more than 8 by 5.5, because they have to go obviously past it. It doesn't have to be perfect because we can just stagger it very easily. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so what's the size of the wood that we need then? Anybody write that down? 2.5 by 8 inches, let's say 9 inches, which should be sufficient. Okay? Now, these boards are not just kind of throwaway boards. They're going to be important. You're going to be using them twice. You'll be using them for casting and mold making. Okay? So let's come over here and grab a pair of goggles. Right? We're going to cut the board here. Now, we could either cut a whole strip of 2.5, and that's probably what you guys are going to do because what you have a bigger board of 8 by 10. So if you cut a whole strip at the height, right? This height is 2.5, right? So what I could do is I could cut a 2.5. Most of you will be higher than that. It'll likely be something like 4. Then I can cut those boards up on the radial arm saw. Now you're going to have to mark this. Can I borrow your pencil? All right, that's fine. We all remember how to use this tool, right? Mark 2.5. 2.5 is just too short for this measuring tape. If you're at 4 inches, you can come over and put it on 4 inches. Most of you will be about that. But if it's 2.5, then you have to kind of eyeball it. And you just you have to look behind here and then look at your mark, line up your saw. Once you're lined up, then you can bring it, put your goggles on, and then start. Okay, so now what we have is boy, look at all that dust.
It's a lighting effect.
Somebody must have been cutting something else on there. I apologize for that. So now what we're going to do, so now we have these walls, right, for our mold. And we're going to have to wrap this whole thing. So we're going to cut this at, let's say about, it doesn't have to be perfect, and I'll show you why. Let's say about here. I'm going to cut 4 of these. Right, remember how to use this tool? We stand here, we put this to the, we keep our hand to the side, we start up high, we bring it down next to the mark, then we come back, we start it. Now what I can do is just go through and make them all the same length. Get 4 boards. Of approximately the same length. They don't have to be perfect, but they should be longer than what's needed. Okay? So now I have my walls, and they will be organized in this way. We'll go something like this. Okay. Could you grab me that scrap piece over there? So it'll be organized. Now I would put your name on these boards and keep them on your shelf when you're done using them for the mold, because again you'll be using them for the cast as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to be putting together in the other room for our thing. So cut, next scene. And again, like I said before, if you're uncomfortable using the tools, just grab me out of my So now we need a little bit more Murphy's oil soap, right? Are you taking notes on your phone? Now there's 2 sides to the plywood. There's a rough side and a smooth side. Okay? You want the smooth side on the mold. Okay? So to choose that side, a little bit of Murphy's oil soap. Doesn't have to be beautiful. All right?